an exclusive new investigation into Trump's money-making. The president is getting a lot richer, thanks in no small part to his family's lucrative deals in the Middle East, specifically in the United Arab Emirates, home to Dubai and Abu Dhabi. Remember, the president may not be managing his company anymore technically, but he is still reaping the profits. And at the same time, he is the sitting president of the United States. And every country, including the United Arab Emirates, wants something from the United States. And if deals are to be made that will get them that, well, then they're there for it. According to a new report from Forbes, the president and his family have entered into at least 9 agreements with ties to the UAE, including 5 licensing agreements and 3 crypto deals. Those deals alone will earn about $500 million in 2025. Let's put that another way, $500 million this year alone for the Trump family. And on top of that, the annuity in the years to come is at least $50 million every year. At the center of many of these deals is Trump's youngest son, is Eric, who now runs the day-to-day operations of the Trump organization. And Eric has, well, he's been pretty clear about how great the UAE is.
To everybody in Dubai, guys, I love you to death.
And I'm going to get myself in trouble for a second, but the UAE is the developer's greatest dream because they never say no to anything.
I always say that the rest of the world has to be careful of the UAE for one reason. They always arrive at the word yes, which is a beautiful thing.
Out front now, Dan Alexander, familiar face to everyone here, who broke this story for Forbes. And Dan, you know, we hear about these deals going on in country after country around the world. It is so important to be able to pick one and drill down and actually show the facts, which is what you do here. So just how intertwined is the Trump family wealth right now, that $500 million, with the UAE?
Well, if you look at Trump's entire business and you say, okay, where is he really making a lot of money right now? Whether that's issuing stable coins or selling other types of cryptocurrency or expanding his international licensing portfolio, all of that is happening in the UAE. And a little bit of context here. I mean, the United Arab Emirates is the 86th largest country in the world by population, 37th by GDP. And yet if you look all around the world, there's nowhere, no other country outside of the United States that has its hands in so many different parts of the Trump business. All of that has come on in the last couple of years. I mean, almost all these deals were struck in either 24 or 2025, just as Donald Trump was increasing his political power.
And look, there are many in leadership in the UAE who at best would have rolled their eyes at Trump years ago, never mind when he had fallen out of favor after January 6th in the election. And yet, as you point out, so much turned so quickly, right? They're practical. He's coming back up, and they were there. What does the UAE want from Trump?
Well, there are a few things. You know, some of them are things that you would expect. You know, they really want military assistance. You know, I'm talking about helicopters, airplanes. They really want a voice in diplomacy. If there's negotiations about Iran or about Israel, they want to be part of that conversation. But there's a third part of this, which is that the UAE was really early in anticipating how much artificial intelligence was going to change the world. And they took some steps really early in that, including establishing some ministries and that sort of thing. And the UAE has a lot of the big ingredients that you need to be successful in an AI world. They have a lot of land, which is good for data centers. They have a lot of very cheap energy. They're right by the water, which you need for data centers. What they don't have are the high-powered NVIDIA chips that the US has and that the US has been doling out to the rest of the world. That all changed in May when the United States agreed that from this year to 2027, we would be shipping about 500,000 NVIDIA chips over to the UAE.
So they're getting all of that, and as you say, the value of all this to Trump is $500 million just this year alone. You also, in your reporting, Dan, found that one of the UAE businessmen who Trump has dealt with, and has dealt with extensively, even in some of the times when Trump was out of favor, that this individual is connected to Jeffrey Epstein as well?
Yeah, that's right. This is a sultan in the UAE who was one of the early partners with Trump when he first got into the country in sort of the mid-2000s. And, you know, there are pictures of him that were in Epstein's house, and he reportedly sent money to Epstein. Now, this is just another reminder of how many people in Trump's world were connected to this guy who wasn't really a significant financial player, but was big in certain social circles of people who, you know, are certainly regretting it now, I would hope.
Yeah. All right, thank you very much, Dan Alexander, as always, and out front now, Andrew Yang and S.E. Cupp. So, Andrew, Dan laying this out, the deals themselves, right? And as we were saying, you could take a tack and throw it at the world and hit a country, and you might hit a country where Trump is making a lot of money, and all of a sudden having a Trump hotel and a Trump resort and a Trump this and a Trump that, because he's president. But as Dan laid it out, the UAE is the biggest.
Yeah, this is egregious by any standard. Trump is an accelerant to the disintegration of norms, and there have been norms in place so that presidential families haven't been profiteering to this level. I'm reminded of a story a friend of mine in Bolivia told me. He asked me to guess who the richest person in Bolivia was, and I had no idea. And he said, the president. And then he said, who's the second richest person? I said, the vice president? He said, no, the last president. So the truth is that countries are accustomed to trying to buy access and privilege from other countries. The U.S. has been something of a standard bearer for avoiding that kind of entanglement, but now it's on, as it is for, unfortunately, a lot of developing countries who haven't had any sort of restriction.
Yeah. I mean, it's on. And they're, as I was saying with the UAE, I mean, they're saying, okay, if the U.S. is going to play by these rules, fine, right? If you want 50 Birkin bags to get, sure, okay.
Sure, yeah, exactly.
Right? So, S.E., does this ever land with voters?
Yeah.
This sort of breaking of the norms could be blatant corruption. Does it matter?
It's conditional. It will matter if voters don't feel good about the economy. As long as voters feel good about the economy, they have excused worse than this. They have excused crimes. They've excused, insurrection. They excuse, the fact that he's flipped America first to now Argentina first and UAE first. They'll forgive all kinds of things, even the lapsing of these norms. Like I said, even criminal behavior, if they feel good about their own personal economy. And when American voters say they care about the economy, they don't care about the GDP, they care about their personal economy. So if they're not feeling good, then this story becomes a part of a bigger story, the $20 billion bailout to Argentina, the ballroom, the Arc to Trump, the tariffs. I mean, then it all becomes part of a story of grift and greed and incompetence and corruption, but only if voters aren't feeling good about their personal economies.
Fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing.